welcome. I'm Jessica, the Furry Family Coach, and today I want to talk to you about something that just got posted last week. I actually think it's being printed tomorrow. That is going around social media. It's becoming viral. I have seen so many people post about this. What am I talking about? The American Heart Association came out with a statement. They say that coconut oil is absolutely horrible for you. Don't eat it, don't use it. And why am I talking about this with you? Because I actually promote the use of coconut oil with your pets as well. I use coconut oil, my husband and I use it, and I do use it with our pets in many different ways, from adding it to their food because it's a healthy fat, to the MCT oil that we've talked about in other videos, which is the MCT oil that I use for myself and my pets is a derivative of coconut oil, to topical applications. I use it to make my homemade lotion and my makeup remover. I use it to make a paw salve for the dogs and cats to help keep their paw pads nice and not dry and cracked and brittle like a lot of paw pads tend to be. So what's the deal? Like, is coconut oil actually good for you? Is it actually bad for you? What should you do? What should you be thinking right now? Should you be changing what you're doing? Well, I'm not going to draw this out. I actually I'm going to answer this question for you, but I wrote a blog post about it. It goes into even more detail. I'm going to give you the link as soon as I'm done with this video so you can go read more about it. But I've done more research on coconut oil because the AHA came out with this statement. I read the statement, they compared it to beef fat, and they said that it's horrible for your health. They do not recommend eating it or ingesting it in any way. And so what's the truth? What are you to do? Well, the truth is that back 60 some years ago, doctors, scientists came out and said, hey, why are we having so much heart disease in America right now? And they said it is because of the saturated fats that we're eating. That saturated fats, this is the lipid theory of heart disease. Saturated fats turn into cholesterol in your body, which since has been broken down into two types of cholesterol, LDL and HDL. Cholesterols, LDL being a bad cholesterol, and the HDLs being your good cholesterol. Now, your bad cholesterol isn't actually that bad for you because your body actually does still need it. You can't just completely stop ingesting what we consider bad cholesterols, because your body needs it, and our cats and dogs' bodies need it too. I talked about this a lot when I was talking about MCT oil and the difference in medium chain triglycerides and long chain triglycerides, and this is really kind of the same thing here. So they said 60 some years ago that heart disease is caused by saturated fat intake. It turns into cholesterol and it causes heart disease. Well, truthfully, and I hate to admit this, so listen when I'm telling you this, because I hate that I'm saying this right now because I'm addicted to sugar, but the truth is that sugar causes heart disease. Now, why won't the AHA change all of our nutritional guidelines and change the way we look at heart disease and say, well, it actually isn't caused by saturated fats, it's caused by sugar instead, or 60 years from now, who knows what they're going to say it's going to be caused by. But why won't they change this? Follow the money, people. So the AHA is not going to change their guidelines, and they're not going to change what they say heart disease is caused by, because they are making they're funding, first of all, the AHA is a non-profit organization, but so they need funding to continue doing what they're doing. And where are they getting their money from? Well, the Huffington Post actually published an article that showed from their 2011-2012 financial statements, over $521 million came from drug companies. So what happened 60 years ago when scientists and doctors came out and said, stop eating saturated fats because this is what's causing heart disease? You guessed it. All these drug companies, well, I say all of them, there aren't that many of them that are actually really doing well. There's just a handful of them that control our country. And I'm not a crazy person by saying that. Like, seriously, when you watch TV, what do you see commercials for? Fast food and drugs. That's all you see commercials for. So just by the way. But the drug companies are funding hundreds of millions of dollars into the American Heart Association because they don't want them to change their guidelines, because they are making the drugs that so many Americans take to reduce the bad cholesterol in their systems. Now, let's go right back to the beginning here about coconut oil. So is coconut oil good for you, or is coconut oil bad for you? Well, as with anything, too much of a good thing, too much of anything is bad for you. Too much of a good thing is also bad for you. So as with anything else, you need to use coconut oil in moderation because yes, it is a saturated fat. But truth be told, there is so much peer-reviewed research about the benefits of coconut oil. We are finding so many new benefits of coconut oil and derivatives of coconut oil that it has become a threat to the pharmaceutical companies. And so they don't want the AHA to change their guidelines one bit. So coconut oil not only, so there's debate whether coconut oil increases or decreases your LDL or your bad cholesterol. But we do know that it also increases your HDLs or your good cholesterol. And point of fact, your HDL levels are a better indicator of your heart health than your LDL levels. So if you have really good and high HDL levels, that is a better indicator of how healthy your heart is than any numbers you have in your LDL levels. So that's the long and short of it. What I would suggest, what I'm doing, I have taken all of the information available to me and I have made an educated decision based on that information available to me that coconut oil is not bad for me, that the American Heart Association is publishing old and outdated information because this lipid theory of heart disease has been debunked. It's just not true. And this is what they're basing it on. They're basing saying this, their statement that coconut oil is bad for you on the lipid theory of heart disease, comparing it to beef fat, which, by the way, beef fat increases your LDL without increasing your HDL. Coconut oil is just the opposite. And so that's really the truth of it. That's the long and short of it. I would tell you, I'm telling you right now to go out and do your own research and decide for you and your pets if coconut oil is still going to be the right thing to use in their diet. For me and for my pets, it is. It is a much healthier option than any other fat out there. And the truth is that we need fats in our diets, and so do our dogs and so do our cats. We need fats to survive. We just don't need a ton of them. So that's really the problem, is that we need, as a country, we need to learn moderation because everything is in excess. And so go out and do some research and make your own decisions and educate yourself. But the truth is, coconut oil is not bad for you. There is a ton of peer-reviewed research telling us that it is not bad for us. And so I'm going to go ahead and give you the link to my blog post, which links to a website that will provide you all of the information you could ever possibly need, and hundreds and hundreds of peer-reviewed research articles, more than you could get through in one sitting for sure. And with that, I'm going to leave you with, yes, coconut oil is good for you. Just use it in moderation. So until next time, see you later.